This is Michael Carson back with another video. I just wanted to cover some of the craziness that isn't getting very much traction, especially when it comes to the mob deciding that, people who own Teslas are bad people. Well, they actually were mostly liberal, so that's kind of ironic. So it's the left eating its own as usual. Let me go ahead and read this article from the Gateway Pundit by Jim Hoff, called Masked Maniac Terrorizes Liberal Woman for Driving Tesla in Seattle Suburb, Demands She Sell Nazi Car in Unhinged Attack. Well, this is what the left does. They'll cut you off on the road, they'll block you, they'll try to actually assault you while you're in your vehicle, they'll go to your house, they'll use weapons. It's a lot of fun. I'll tell you that much. When they find out that you don't hold their views, they don't like you. Let me go ahead and read the article, and then I'll show you the video. The radical left's seething hatred for Elon Musk has officially crossed the line from unhinged online meltdowns to real-world violence. In a disturbing incident, a liberal woman found herself under assault, not for her politics, but daring to drive a Tesla. Now, I want to make it clear in terms of Elon Musk, his liberal views have not changed. He believes in importing foreign workers over Americans so he can get dirt cheap labor. He went on a tirade back on December 27th, 2024 about this. He called everybody racist that didn't want unchecked, basically, immigration. Yeah, it's H-1B visa immigration, but it gets rubber stamped, so it's basically unchecked. It's just ridiculous. His liberal views have not changed. He is not a conservative. He is not a Republican. You can check out my video about the Texas truck crash that was caused by a non-English speaking truck driver that had a non-domicile CDL, which is basically a CDL not from this country, not from the USA. And I've heard that Europe and other places have had this similar problem. Let me continue reading, and then I'll show you the video, and that'll be the end of this one. In a terrorizing scene, a masked man clad in camouflage hunted down and confronted a woman named Leg, a politically left-leaning mother of two, simply because she was driving a Tesla. Well, they eat their own. And that's what they're doing with Elon. They're eating their own. The incident caught on dash cam unfolded as Leg was heading to a doctor's appointment in the liberal suburb of Linwood, according to Fox 13 in Seattle. Without warning, a white SUV began tailgating her, laying on the horn before recklessly cutting her off and forcing her to stop in the middle of the street. This is what they do. They'll get violent anywhere. And that's the thing, is if you have people with you and they get violent with you, they can hurt those people. That's the thing that I worry about most. Because I've had experiences when they don't like my views, so thankfully I was by myself, Leg said, when I made a left turn. They followed me and cut around me. The man stepped out of his vehicle, walked up to her window in full camouflage gear and face covering, and launched into a political tirade. He gets out and walks straight up to my door window, so I cracked my window and said, "What? What is the problem?" He goes, "You need to sell your car. This is a Nazi car. You're driving it. You need to sell your car," Leg recalled him saying. I could only see his eyes. He also had a large bag in front of him and baggy clothes. I had no idea if I was safe or not. It certainly felt very threatening and harassing. Well, that's what happens to a lot of us Republicans in liberal areas. So I can relate to Leg, but I'm in a way unsympathetic because they've let these people run around and do this stuff for decades. Ironically, Leg is no MAGA Republican. She was instead a left rationalizing her decision to own a Tesla, even sounding like she was apologizing. She considers herself a Seattle liberal who bought a Tesla in good faith, wanting to reduce her carbon footprint, the very type of person the left used to celebrate. It's really sad this is what's happening to people who honestly, it doesn't affect how I believe or what I believe. Just like the car I drive, Leg said. being Seattle climate is important. This seems like the right move for our very busy family. We drive a lot, and it saves us on gas. Now it feels like a huge risk. It's scary. She continued, it was to align with what we thought was an easy to just, turn over $60,000 car and find something new that works. That's not a decision that everybody can make overnight, and I think that puts a lot of us in a hard position. Legna takes every alternate route just to avoid being ambushed again, sticking to highways where she feels more visible and safer. I will play the video after I finish reading. There was even now a defunct website that reportedly published the personal info of Tesla owners, encouraging radicals to pressure them into selling their vehicles. If this had been directed at any other group, there would be a national outrage. But it's about Musk, a favorite target of the woke mob. Silence. The left's Trump derangement syndrome has metastasized into Musk derangement syndrome. Well, yes, but now they're attacking regular people, which, this is what the left does. They let the people run around and do this stuff. So I don't have any sympathy because they let them burn cities to the ground. They let them rip down statues. When is it going to stop? It's going to stop when people, reach a breaking point, unfortunately. That's when it's going to stop. And that hasn't happened yet. Well, if you enjoyed this video, please consider watching another. Have a nice day. And thank you for watching.
Angry because she was driving a Tesla.
I was thankfully by myself.
Lee was on the way to a doctor's appointment in Linwood Wednesday morning when she says all of a sudden a driver behind her just laid on the horn as they came up to a red light. Things spiraled out of control when a white SUV followed her and cut her off, stopping in the middle of the road.
Gets out and walks straight up to my window. So I cracked my window and I said, what is the problem? And he goes, you need to sell your car. This is a Nazi car. You're driving it. You need to sell your car.
Lee says she's been driving a Tesla for the last 2 years. She says a man wearing a camouflage jacket and a ski mask attacked her for it.
It's really sad, that this is what's happening to people who honestly, it doesn't affect how I believe or what I believe. Just the car I drive. Being in Seattle, climate's important, our footprint's important. This seemed like the right move for our very busy family.
This, however, isn't the first incident or act of vandalism reported. We've seen attack after attack after attack. Teslas set ablaze at the Las Vegas Service Center earlier this week, with the culprit leaving behind the word resist. In Oregon, shots were fired at a dealership, and in Massachusetts, charging stations were torched. These incidents have only intensified since CEO Elon Musk has taken a prominent role in the Trump administration while slashing government jobs and spending.
Felt so intentional, felt exactly what he was there to do.
There was even a website, now taken down, sharing the personal information of Tesla owners to pressure them to sell their vehicles.
If it was to align with what we thought, that it's easy to just, turn over a $60,000 car and find something new that works, that's not a decision that everybody can make overnight. And I think that puts a lot of us in a hard position.
Now, since May confronted, Lee says that she started taking the highways in order to feel more visible and avoid those back road stop signs. At the same time, though, she also tells me that she's made several reports regarding this incident. We're waiting to hear back if this individual is going to be facing any consequences. In Seattle, Alejandro.
Thank you for watching this video. Please consider watching one of my other videos, and have a good day.